My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hottest girl is on my hit list. The hottest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam.
Oh, yeah.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Oh, what just happened?
What just happened? My God, it threw me for a loop there.
Oh, my God. It's a live look in Georgia-Notre Dame. What just happened? We're going to go over other topics, too, but the Falcon and I. Falcon, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
You look like you're doing great. You look like you're having a good time for a Thursday. We both have the game up. Kind of a unexpected game tonight for terrible reasons. Shitheads around the world like to ruin our good times, but we do have a game to talk about. It's live right now. Let's go with the crowd. What are you drinking? You just went and grabbed something.
Yeah, I went ahead and grabbed myself a traditional dragon's milk.
All right. All right. Oh, that's actually good stuff. I think I've had that with you before. I've tried it before. I got the standard Guinness. We're watching Notre Dame, Georgia. Things have tightened up a little bit since Georgia had a long 33-yard touchdown pass. Notre Dame's kind of on the move right now, 1st and 15. We had some backstage banner about this game. Interesting things going on. You just tuned in as you got into the studio, but it was kind of a rock fight in the first quarter. Georgia took a 3-0 lead. Notre Dame's offense, Leonard started scrambling a lot, getting a lot of yards. And then they opened the second half with a kick return for touchdown, which I don't think we've seen in the playoffs yet. Oh, no, Texas had a kick return for touchdown too, to take a 20-3 lead. But now Georgia's kind of making a little bit of push. But we were talking backstage. Georgia seems to be just going to the all-out blitz now, and I think you made a point, something about screen passes for Notre Dame.
Yeah, no, I said right now it seems like they really need to get some effective screen passes, good draw play, some things that kind of, take that heat, that heat's coming in, putting that pressure on, make them go past them, make them think twice. You got to slow down that speed a little bit.
And I think I mentioned off air, like you don't see a lot of running back screens much anymore. And I'm wondering if maybe they just don't have time. These defensive linemen run 4.6 40s. Maybe it's hard.
Right.
They have to do the quick receiver screen. Maybe there's a nice pass. The receiver made something of, that's going to be a 4th and 1 at midfield. Notre Dame's got decisions to make.
Oh, man. I don't know, man.
That's a tough one. 6 minutes to go in the third. Georgia's got momentum. Do you go for it? Now we got a Georgia player down. Do you go for it here? What would you do?
Oh, man. I don't know. Honestly, I probably would.
This is the ultimate gambler's paradise here. If you get it, you take all the momentum away from Georgia potentially. If you don't get it, that momentum gets multiplied 5 times over, maybe 10 times over for Georgia, because Georgia's got the momentum right now.
Yeah, they do, and that's why me personally, I would say go for it and have trust that you're going to get that 1 yard, because right now they do have the momentum. You punt it away, Georgia's probably right now they looked a little hot on that last series, so they might drive it back down there.
Georgia's completely rebounded from that 20-3 deficit, that opening second half kickoff. Let's go to the stats here while we wait for the commercial break. I want to see the box score. I want team stats here. This is kind of the deciding factor here. Rush. Oh, this is interesting. Yards per carry. Do you want to guess what each team is averaging?
Oh my. I have no idea because I haven't even watched any of the game, but I'll say that Notre Dame is averaging over 2 yards per carry more than Georgia right now.
Way more. And for the viewers, you've tuned in since we went, while we were backstage. You were busy at work. Notre Dame is averaging 5 yards a carry, while Georgia's averaging 1.2 yards a carry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, who would have thought that before this game? So 4th and 1 at midfield, your defense is pretty much only given up, 7 points. Because I think that first Georgia field goal may have been after a turnover,
and that was on a blown coverage, which we watched. Right, that was just a seriously bad blown coverage that.
The Georgia touchdown. Yeah.
So I say you go for it, man. Because if you get that, like you said, it'll change the momentum and it'll be a little bit more. Keep Georgia's defense on the field. Don't let Georgia's offense get back out there in a rhythm. I mean,
you want to kill that. You want to kill that momentum too that they have. Yeah. So they're showing a graphic up on the screen. There's Notre Dame's 76% or 5th in football on 4th down conversions. They're going to go for it here.
Yep, it looks like
a little over a yard, 4th and 1, just a little over a full yard. They're in shotgun, no backs in the backfield. This is a quarterback draw if I ever saw one. Oh, maybe a jet sweep. No, it's a quarterback draw, and he didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Why'd you do that? That's a horrible call.
Why wouldn't you give it to Love?
Right. Oh, my God.
Here comes Georgia.
Yeah.
Here comes Georgia.
Oh, wait. Where's the spot?
They got an advantageous spot. Why would they go empty backs? Why would they go? Oh, and 78 of Georgia was untouched and blew that play up.
Oh, dude.
That's very close, actually. Watch the stretch. Watch the stretch of the arm. He almost got
I mean, it looks like it's just barely short.
The stupid stick's in the way. He didn't get that. That's over. No, he didn't get it.
No way. No. Oh, wait. Oh.
They're stretching. They're stretching.
Oh, yeah, no. Nope. There it is. Oh, dude.
If you're Notre Dame, though, why would you go empty backfield? You're averaging 5 yards a carry.
Right. What are you doing? Oh,
nobody likes the fullback anymore. Jeez. Hey, while we wait, this is what just happened. So while we wait for Georgia to set up offense, did you see this stat? Ohio State opponents haven't been called for holding since the Marshall game, week 2. Have you seen that?
I did not even. Are you kidding me?
10 games now. Oh, well, actually, 11 games now since an Ohio State opponent's been called for a holding call. What just happened?
I mean, come on. What's the general rule of thumb in football? There's a hold on every fucking play. So that seems a little crazy to me.
It seems like it was decided. I mean, if there's holding on every play, you can honestly call holding on every play.
Yeah.
It seems like that's predetermined. We're not going to call it unless it's egregious. Like, I've never seen a stat like that before in my life.
That's crazy, man.
It is absolutely great. Tune in. If you're tuned in, chime in. YouTube and X. We're watching Georgia-Notre Dame live. We're going to have topics too. We're not just going to talk about this game the whole time. But Georgia's got the ball at midfield, 2nd and 9. They just stopped Notre Dame on a 4th and 1, which the Falcon and I are beside ourselves. They went empty backfield, which makes no sense.
No, now when you're averaging 5 yards a carry and things are going, like, get in there in your jumbo set and just fucking pretend that's the goal line, man. Just fucking get that shit in there.
I don't understand why teams have gotten away from the fullback. I mean, because the Georgia defensive lineman number 78 came out untouched, but a fullback blows that up, and that was the guy that ruined the whole play to begin with. Not only when you have a fullback, you have a lead blocker.
Yep.
And, the quarterback's handing off, he could keep it. So you have 3 backs to worry about. Empty backfield.
Yep.
You already know what they're running. They're not throwing the ball on 4th and 1. So Georgia knew it was a running play.
Right. Absolutely. I mean,
and
yeah, and here's the reason why, right? Like, again, I agree with you. The fullback would have blown up the guy that was untouched, and they would have gotten the first down. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Oh my God. And now Georgia's going for it on 4th and 2. This is wild, dude. And they're 70
right here.
And they're 1 spot behind Notre Dame on the year, 75% on 4th down. Notre Dame was 5th in the nation. Georgia's 6th in the nation on 4th downs. Here we go.
That's crazy.
And they had a back in the backfield.
They get a false start?
It's a false start.
Oh, yeah, they're going to punt it now. No way you're going for it now.
This is heating up. Of course, the only reason this game's happening because of the unfortunate events in New Orleans last night. You hate to see it. While we're enjoying this game, we are somewhat, we're sad on the inside because of why this is being played tonight. It's crazy. Dude, I don't know,
man. Crazy world we live in. Like, I just don't understand. And again, off topic, I just don't understand people like just wanting to kill people. Like, in general, like, I just don't get it. Like, why are you going and destroying people's lives?
Again, not to offend any viewers, but once again, it's religiously fueled.
Motivated.
Yeah, it's like, come on. What just happened?
Yeah.
We have another flag. Is this on Notre Dame? This could be huge.
Wait.
Georgia was lined up in punt.
No.
And there's another. If this is an offside on Notre Dame.
Oh, delay. Wait.
How's the delay a game on defense?
Wait, what? Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. Like, wait, what? How do you
now Georgia's? This is crazy. Now Georgia's going to go for it.
Wait, how can you get a delay a game on the defense?
I don't know.
No, seriously. Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. Wait, now I got to look this shit up. Sorry, viewers. I'm going to have my head down for a second.
It can't be for substitution. That's the rule.
Yeah.
If Georgia substitutes, Notre Dame can substitute. So maybe Notre Dame was toying with them.
Here you go. Do you want me to hear it? Do you want me to say it? I'm reading it.
Yeah. Let's hear it. He completed it, but no gain.
Oh my God, that was brilliant! All right,
so we just saw 2 4th down stops by each team.
So check this out. It says in American football, a defensive delay of game is a penalty that occurs when the defense takes actions that are not typical football moves and are intended to trick the offense into committing a false start. They can also be penalized for delay game if they don't quickly give the ball to the officials after a play ends.
That's not what happened.
Right. Prevent an offensive player from getting up or kick the ball. So, yep. So there you go. So it was they're probably just doing a bunch of trickery on, trying to, jump or, somebody made some fast movements. I don't know. That's weird.
Wow. So I heard a pundit this morning as I was driving around for my day job. Actually, I'll say what it is. It's called a Full Ride. It's Rick Neuheisel, the old college coach. He does a really good job on Sirius Radio. He said this game's going to be a rock fight, and that's kind of what we have here.
Oh no! All right, get up.
Hey,
oh, no.
while we have an injury, did you see the Miami quarterback Cam Ward opted out at halftime? Like, what are we doing now?
Wait, what? Like,
Miami of Florida was winning 31-28 at half, and he had broke some Miami of Florida record. And then he went to the coach and said, yeah, I'm not going to play the second half because I'm going to enter the NFL draft. I don't want to get hurt. At halftime. What are we doing? What just happened?
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Dude,
I'm not kidding you.
If you're a teammate of his, you tell him to get fucking bent, man.
Hey, and then this happened on the sideline. during the second half. So Miami, Florida is kind of in disarray after getting snubbed in the playoffs. But this happened on the sideline.
Oh.
A little fisticuffs. And then there's, I think, is Cam Ward in there trying to break it up? So, yeah. Their star quarterback decided he's going to opt out. Now we're opting out at halftime. Like, what just happened?
I mean, again, where are we going with this shit nowadays? Like honor your commitment, finish what you started, yada yada. I mean, those are just basic things, rules of life.
We'll get back to that because I have a lot of NIL commentary later because you're gonna see some things you can't believe. Leonard scrambles for Notre Dame. They got a first down.
Somebody, yeah. There was I was actually talking to my brother Joe yesterday, and he brought up some NIL stuff, and he asked me if I'd heard of it. So it's probably a very similar take that you're gonna, or a similar story that you're gonna bring up, because I was blown away when I heard it.
Well, I'm going to have two for you, but Notre Dame's on the good side of the 50.
Yep.
2 minutes to go in the third. This has been kind of a wild half. Notre Dame opened the second half kickoff for a touchdown. Georgia drove down, blown coverage, got a touchdown. Both teams went for fourth downs at midfield, didn't get it. And now Notre Dame's back on offense.
This is ridiculous. I just didn't realize. Like, I thought Georgia's defense, run defense was pretty stout.
Yeah, you did. And backstage, you didn't think Notre Dame was very worthy of this and didn't think they played anybody. So I wanted to get into this. We'll get into the other topic you want. So I'm going to go through Notre Dame's schedule for you because you didn't think they played anybody. They played a bunch of ranked people that you're not going to be impressed by, but that's okay. There's a little breakout by Love, the guy that should have carried it on fourth down before.
Right.
So Notre Dame went into Texas A&M, preseason ranked, both teams ranked, and beat them by 10, shut them down, 13 points. And then the historic loss to Northern Illinois, and they haven't lost since. But they've also beaten Louisville, who was ranked 15th at the time and had a big bowl win.
I give respect. No, I give respect to Louisville. They had a really solid season, really.
Who did Louisville beat in their bowl game? Washington by 1, which isn't that impressive, to be honest.
No, but they had for all intents and purposes, Louisville had a pretty good season.
Yes, and then they blew the doors. Notre Dame blew the doors off of, nice run by Notre Dame there. They blew the doors off of Stanford. Then they beat Georgia Tech pretty bad by 18. Georgia Tech just took Georgia to like 4 or 5 overtime.
Oh yeah, but that's a rivalry game, right? So.
Still, they beat ranked Navy by 1 million.
Yeah.
They beat Florida State by 1 million. They beat ranked Army by 1 million. And then they beat USC by 14, a USC team that beat LSU. That was one of the top tier SEC schools. USC also beat Texas A&M in the playoff game or bowl game, playoff game. And USC only lost by 3 to Penn State. So I guess my point is Notre Dame doesn't have a sexy schedule, but they have a schedule where you kind of see the margin of victory if you throw the Northern Illinois game out.
Well, yeah. And you know what? No team ended up undefeated this year. and that's actually been a first. I don't know. That's man, I have to look that one up.
Well, and then I told you
we have no undefeated teams left in Division I college football.
And then I think I told you, I can't find it. I got to find it from the 12-ounce sports text thread. But I think I told you this. I had posted this last night. The top 3 scoring defenses in the nation.
Yep.
Number 1 is Ohio State. They only give up 11.5 points a game. Number 2 is Texas, who plays Ohio State next. They give up 13.3. And number 3 is Notre Dame. They give up 13.8. So, and Georgia's up in the top 20. Basically, some of the cream of the crop of defenses are who's remaining in the playoffs. So, But backstage, you were saying that you didn't think Notre Dame had much of a resume or whatever.
Yeah, I did, and I'm also quickly finding out that I think the SEC folks are a little bit full of themselves.
Yes, you think?
Yeah. So between those two things, I just thought I really thought Georgia was the cream of the crop out of the SEC by far. I'm just saying I felt that way, right? And I was proven wrong.
It's not bad enough that the SEC's full of themselves. They're also in bed with a sports network that's full of themselves, and a sports network that's very prejudiced towards people they're in bed with business-wise. So,
yeah, nope, you got that.
And that's been the argument for the last 10 years in college football is some of these SEC schools are ranked and they shouldn't be. Like South Carolina, legit, the SEC, South Carolina, and ESPN was beside themselves that South Carolina wasn't considered for the playoff. And then South Carolina got beat by Illinois, like the seventh best team in the Big Ten.
Hey, even better. Well, even better than that was the crying foul of, Alabama definitely deserves it, and they go out there and lose to a 5-loss Michigan team. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and Alabama made the excuse that they had opt-outs. Well, first of all, you had your Heisman Trophy candidate favorite quarterback, and all three All-American first or second round defensive linemen from Michigan didn't play in that game, and Michigan still shut you down.
And on top of that, they're down to their third string running back, right?
Right.
Yeah, because they can't pass. Michigan can't. They can't throw the ball. They're based on the run game, and your top two running backs are out as well. So
Donovan Edwards didn't play, and their backup, whoever his. I mean, it's unbelievable. So I
don't want to hear it.
And Alabama was ready to.
That one to me was the worst loss in the SEC world. Was Michigan beating Alabama?
Yeah, and shit, I thought Alabama fans were going to file a lawsuit over that one. Then they lose to Michigan. They scored 13 points against Michigan.
Yeah, like sorry, bro, you did not belong. Just because the conference you're in, you believe is just the most esteemed in the world. Sorry, but this year it's the Big Ten. It's the top. I mean, without a doubt, there's no doubt about it that it is the top conference this year in 2024.
So Notre Dame's got the ball at the 27, 3rd and 4, a little swing pass that Georgia's going to stop and some maybe a field goal. But if you look at it, the two SEC schools that even ESPN, Kirk Herbstreit tried to deny it on Twitter, and then people showed him the receipts, the video receipts. Now, good luck with that. The two teams, South Carolina and Alabama, that you thought the world was going to end. They were going to file lawsuits that they didn't get in the playoffs. They lost to a 7-5 Big Ten team and a ranked Illinois at 9-3. But I think Illinois was like 6th or 7th in the Big Ten and got absolutely steamrolled by Penn State and didn't have to play Ohio State. So it's pretty comical to see.
Yes.
And Texas, we're going to talk about the call they benefited from in that game. Texas should have been eliminated, and Georgia looks like they might be eliminated tonight, not to get ahead of myself. So the SEC may not have a representative in the championship. And the SEC's argument all along in this 12-team playoff is, look at all the past champions. You guys benefit from over rankings. So when we only have 2 teams get picked or 4 teams get picked, you're flagrantly getting picked over teams you shouldn't be. Now we have a 12-teamer and you have to actually win on the field. All of a sudden, we may not have an SEC team in the title game. Seriously, when it was the BCS or the CFP, when there was 2 teams or 4 teams and Raiders got to decide and Condoleezza Rice was on the committee for some reason, it was always SEC teams. So they're like, well, look how many titles we've won. Well, we haven't had a legit playoff. Right. You guys are always overranked. Now that we have a legit playoff, you guys are in serious danger because your best team has to play the best team in the nation, Ohio State, or at least the hottest team. You might not have a team in the championship now.
Correct. Absolutely. It's absolutely, in my mind, it's absolutely amazing. And you know what? You know what's even crazier? It very well could happen.
All Big Ten.
It could be Ohio State against Penn State.
Yeah. Which
it really could. It's a legit thing that could happen this year. And everybody's going to be pissed off about it. And they're like, no, dude, they went to 12 teams. Ohio State had to play 3 games to get there. Penn State had to play 3 games to get there because neither one won their conference. They both had to play 3 additional opponents to get there.
Yeah.
It's legit.
I texted the 12-hour sports thread last night. And I said, Ohio, because, Greg, the sports stats guy that does shorts for us, he's a daily fantasy guy. He said, is there legit anybody left in this playoff that could beat Ohio State? And I said, honestly, any of them could because they're all good at defense. And then that's when I posted the top defenses. But I said, Ohio State's 3 worst outputs this year were Michigan 10 points, Penn State 20 points, and Nebraska 21 points. So Penn State's still in a tournament.
Yep.
Texas defense is the 2nd-ranked defense in the nation, so they could shut them down. And Notre Dame's defense is legit, so it's anybody's ball game. But here's the difference. Here's the difference, right? And yes, I agree. Let me finish my thought. I'm going to finish my thought, though. I'm saying if it is an Ohio State-Penn State final, that's not disappointing. The first matchup between them was really tight. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm just saying it wouldn't be disappointing for you and I. I'm just saying there are some people in this, especially in the SEC diehards will just be livid about it. Like, oh, this is just crap. It's like, well, sorry, but I know, but I'm saying like, I'm sorry, but you know why?
You know why they're going to be livid? You know why they're going to be livid? Because ESPN has convinced them that they're better than everybody else, and we're finding out they're not. And also, they're used to 49 to 42 shootouts like Alabama and Georgia, and they just found out. They're finding out because Notre Dame's basically a Big Ten team. They're finding out these Midwest teams can play defense, and you have to punch them in the mouth. And sometimes you don't want to be punched in the mouth. Well, guess what? You got to play our style of football. And that's why they're not excited about a 12 team. I heard so many SEC people saying 12 teams is too many. Yeah. Why? Because writers don't get to decide who plays in the title.
Right.
You have to actually win the game.
Right. That's exactly it. I mean, honestly, I still say they got it wrong, and it should just be a straight 16. Again, Division III, it's 32, but we should be at a 16. Nobody gets a bye. You play 2 first-round bowling games or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you play, or whatever. You do that, but then you reseed it after each round.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like hockey.
Yeah. And you and I in the early 90s played D3 college football. It was 16 at the time. They've doubled the field now. Of course, D3 only plays 10 regular season games.
But that's how you counteract that. Again, everybody do you remember, dude, I don't know how many times you heard this, but one of the things I had heard back then when I was playing D3, right, was the argument for not having a playoff back in the early 90s was, that's during the exam weeks and all that stuff, and academics are important. And I'm just sitting there dying laughing. I'm like, no, dude, D3, they care about the grades, and they're there because we're there we love playing football. We have a very little chance of ever making the NFL. That's not our thing. We just love playing football. Vice versa to the D1 powerhouse. 70% of those top D1 program, those athletes are vying for an NFL contract. So don't tell me that's the argument is the academics, because that's about the funniest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Yeah, half these guys aren't going to class. Hey, how long ago did Cardale Jones play for Ohio State? Like 12 years ago, and he tweeted, "I ain't here to play school." They don't go to class.
No. I mean, there are some that do. Don't get me wrong, but
but they get their course. They get their assignments online because they're traveling half the season, and they do them whenever they can. I mean, I'm saying they're not physically going to class. I'm not saying they're not doing their work, but if you get your assignment online, how easy is it to cheat? I mean, seriously, these guys are playing football. They're playing football.
Yep, you're playing football. And guess what? And that's okay. But guess what? Just call it as it is, please. Just say, I'm there to play football.
Yeah. What's the old saying? Don't try to bullshit a bullshitter. So Georgia's on the move, but they just had a minus play, so it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 13. This is a really big drive here because I don't think Georgia can afford just a field goal. They're down 13. I think they need a touchdown on this drive because if they kick a field goal, they're still down 2 scores with under 11 minutes to go. And Notre Dame's defense has been looking pretty good. Their offense can chew at least 3-4 minutes off the clock. Here's the 3rd down. They're going to go short, and he dropped it. They ran a 6-yard curl on 3rd and 13, so they were going to go for it on 4th down.
Yep. My guess is that you're absolutely right because if Notre Dame's been averaging 5 yards a carry, it's probably even higher now because the last drive they had, they were running the ball at will. But let's say they're running at 5 yards a clip, and they continue to do so. They've been wearing that Georgia defense down throughout the game. So now we're in the 4th quarter. You just keep pounding that rock, man.
Oh, 4th and 13. They're going down the middle. Oh, he had it in his – that's a terrible call. That's a terrible call. That's an absolute horrible call.
I wish that they could review interception calls. That is the only call I wish they could review.
You know why I hate that call, Falcon?
Why?
Because no, it was underthrown. Look, the defender doesn't even really touch him. It's just underthrown. That's a terrible call. He didn't do anything.
No, you're right.
He doesn't know the pass is short.
No, and it would have hit him in the middle of the. If it hits him in the middle of the back, then what happens?
That's a bailout call. Marcus Freeman's right. That's bullshit. Yeah. If you're watching on YouTube, Rex, chime in. We're watching the Georgia Notre Dame live. We've knocked out a few topics. We got a lot more. We may go a little over, depending on how the Falcons feeling. But under 11 minutes. Hey, did you see this real quick while we have a break in the action? The Browns cut Huntley for who'd they play? Who'd they start last week?
DTR.
Dorian Thompson. Yeah. So they cut Huntley in favor of DTR, and then Huntley and DTR had to face each other, and the Dolphins just 20-3. I mean, neither team looked good.
Yeah, so, but on top of that, did you hear DTR after the game?
No.
Yeah, he said he executed perfectly, basically, flawlessly.
What?
Yeah. He executed what the game plan was pretty much flawlessly for the most part, is what he said. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Is he high? I saw somebody, I didn't screenshot it for the graphic here, but somebody said this is clear and obvious evidence because we've had, when did the Browns return? 99. So we've had 20 some, or no, they left in 99. When did they come back?
They came back. First year back was in 99. So this is their 25th. This is their 25th season back.
So we've had clear and obvious evidence that they don't know talent, but somebody tweeted, if you doubted whether or not the Browns can evaluate talent or not, here's obvious evidence because the guy they cut in favor of the guy they kept just.
Yep. Well, and to be fair, if
we have the better defense, to be fair.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying just to be fair, though, he is only a second-year player in the league, right?
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, sometimes some of these guys like that, right? 5th-round pick, whatever he was, maybe he needs 3, 4, 5, a few years on the, just sitting there learning the system. I'm just saying he might be one of those guys. Maybe, who knows? But
you are a true Browns fan. It might take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years. You never know.
Well, I'm just saying. Then somebody else brought up another point about their quarterback room, which was all of the quarterbacks that they have on their roster are completely different from each other in playing style. Who the fuck does that? Why wouldn't you have your backup be a similar style quarterback as your starter, so that way you can just have the same fucking system? So when he gets hurt or goes down or he can't be there, he can just step in and it's the same fucking system.
The Browns are out of it. The
So I
Browns
just
are
had to
out.
bring that point up, which was I heard that the other day. That's why I was saying what I was saying.
The Browns are
all
out of their
roses.
mind. Hey, Falcon, I don't know if you knew this. We have a timeout of the Georgia-Notre Dame game. Did you know they dope in tennis?
They what?
Did you know they dope in tennis?
No.
Two of the top players, men's and women. Sinner's the top men's right now. Djokovic is maybe the top. It's Swiatek. The players weren't even, cued in on what was going on. Yeah, there's a big doping problem in tennis. What just happened?
What?
What are they doing? What kind of dope are they doing to help you in tennis? I play tennis. I have no idea how that's helping them. We're back.
Yeah.
After the terrible interference. We're back. 1st and 10 at the 14 for Georgia.
Yeah,
that was a terrible
very bad call. That was a very bad call, by the way.
Dude, he underthrew the ball. The Notre Dame player was just guarding him.
That's exactly what the coach was talking to him about. Like, dude, it was underthrown and uncatchable.
And you're allowed to face guard. You're allowed to face guard in college.
Are you?
It's 2nd and 10 at the 14. What's his name? Brock something just kept it to 11. So it's 3rd and 7 now. What do you do here if you're Georgia?
You go for the end zone.
Pass?
Yeah, go for the end zone. Play action pass. Go for the end zone. Fade route.
So this is interesting. The fact that Georgia's still in this game is a testament to their defense because they gave up a kick return for touchdown.
Yep.
So their defense really has only given up 16 because Georgia's one-dimensional right now. They're averaging under 1.5 yards a carry.
Yeah, they can only pass right now.
They can only pass right now. So you would think Notre Dame's in a driver's seat, but if Georgia touchdown here.
Hey, perfect. Actually, the perfect call right now for Georgia is a draw play. And that's because they have not been able to run effectively. They think they're going to pass all the things. An effective draw right here might score for Georgia. I don't know. What do you think?
What are the odds do you think they're going to actually call a draw play, averaging 1.2 yards?
I have no idea, but I'm just saying right now, think about it, right? In the situation, they haven't been running the ball well. It's an obvious pass situation. Like, why wouldn't you try a draw right here? Like, I think that this could break something open.
Yeah, but if you're Kirby Smart, and you're averaging 1.2 yards per carry, you think you keep this up?
No, but I think a draw.
Not keep this up. I was typing something. Do you think you're going to run a draw?
Yes. Well, no, he isn't going to, but I'm telling you he should because that's exactly why you should because they're not going to expect it at all. That's what I'm saying. You got to go against all the expectations because that would be running the ball would be the worst thing that they could do. But if you do a draw play, set them into settle them back a little bit. It's only 7 yards. You only need to get 4 or 5 yards on this play because they're gonna go for it again on 4th.
That's true. So you brought up backstage while we're at a commercial break. Can Cignetti at Indiana keep this up? And I made the comment, don't expect them to be in the playoffs every year, but the guy is a winner. I can see Cignetti averaging 8-9 wins a year. He's going to have his standard losses, Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan on a good year. I mean, they barely beat Michigan this year. But I think you're going to see the turning of the tide at Indiana. What do you think his ceiling is, though? I don't think a national championship is ever in his sights, right?
I mean, maybe not national championship, but could they compete for a Big Ten title every once in a blue moon? Absolutely. Why not? If you get enough talent out there, you can go out there on any given Saturday. I'm just right. I mean, if you get enough talent, and he's a proven winner, why not? I'm just saying.
Falcon called it here first. Cignetti can, in fact, win a Big Ten title at Indiana. I think that's a bold
I think
statement.
that's the ceiling. I think that's the ceiling, though. Is possibly winning a Big Ten title? Why would that be so down? Perfect?
I mean, it would. The world would have to collide. Oregon, Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State all have to have down years for that to happen.
I know. and Wisconsin and whoever, blah, blah, blah. Just name some teams.
Well, Wisconsin sucked this year, and they have an exodus of players. All right, 3rd and 7 for Georgia
There
at
we
the
go.
11.
This is it right here. This is.
Are you calling a draw? You think a draw? They have a back in the backfield.
No, I'm just saying they should. That would be super effective right here.
Let's see. Oh, now they're going to audible. So now whatever they call doesn't matter. The quarterback's audibling.
All right, what are we going to now?
I think they're going to pass.
Oh, yeah, they're going to pass now. But I'm saying.
Oh, big blitz.
Oh, shit. Oh, and he missed.
Now they have 4th and 5.
Yeah.
They can't kick a field goal. They're under 10 minutes now. They can't kick a field goal, can they?
No. I mean, how many possessions do you think you're going to get? 3, 4? 3 maybe?
They've only given up 16 points if you take away the kick return.
True.
But time's against them. They're going for it.
And you know Notre Dame's going to pound the rock.
Time's against them, yeah.
Yep, time is against them.
And Notre Dame can chew the clock. Georgia's only got 2 timeouts. They have to score a touchdown here. They have to get a first down here at least. This would be bold.
They're good.
Oh, he's going lob. That's a terrible play. You know what they were doing? You know what they were doing?
Call it.
No, you know what they were doing? They were trying to bait the ref into an interference. That's a terrible strategy.
Terrible. Because he turned his head around, so thank God on that one.
They watch the receiver here on this replay. He stopped running and fell.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me? That's your play call?
He could have caught that. He could have caught that. He stopped running and fell down like they were trying to bait the ref.
That's why the DB did perfect. He held up and went low. Yes. No. Outstanding.
All right, now Notre Dame deserves to win this game, but it's far from over. They're a fumble away from being back in.
Right, it's deep in Georgia territory right now, right? I mean, we're what at the 5, 6? No, we're at 9-yard line. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
The thing is SEC Nation has to be crapping their pants right now.
For sure, because Texas barely fucking won against Arizona State 2 overtimes.
Texas benefited from the call we're going to go over here in a minute when we have a law in this action because it's an egregious missed call. I didn't even see it. Even reviewed. Yeah, since we have Notre Dame chewing clock, here's the play that they even reviewed, Falcon. This would have gave Arizona a first down and in field goal range with a minute to go.
Yep.
I'm gonna slow it down for you. Hold on. Watch this hit right here.
Helmet to helmet.
Not only that, it's a defenseless receiver. The ball was tipped. He just caught it. 16 puts his head down and launches right into his face.
That's proud of the helmet. He put his head down right into his helmet.
They reviewed it. It's a Big Ten officiating crew. Big Ten and SEC had a summit when this 12-team format was formed.
Yeah, you're right.
And lobbied for making sure they get 2 or 3 teams in. And Arizona State was about to upset Texas after Texas had a commanding lead with 8 minutes to go in the game.
Yep.
And the ref waddles out and says, no call for targeting. Like 12 ounce sports.
Did they review it?
They reviewed it.
And they still said no targeting?
Yes. And 12 ounce sports tweeted, if that's not targeting, you have to stop calling targeting forever.
Oh my God. Yeah, he lowered his head. And crown of the helmet, dude. That is textbook. But they didn't call it on fucking Georgia when they knocked Marvin Harrison Jr. out of the game.
Exactly. How is that not targeting?
SEC, fuck this shit, man.
And they knocked the guy out. He was knocked out. Watch the aftermath here. He's out. You don't get to see it. It's not a long enough video, but yeah. And that's the only reason Georgia's still in this. Notre Dame may have gotten this first down. No, his foot's out. They're a half a yard short. Comment on YouTube or X. This is a untraditional what just happened. We're live watching Georgia-Notre Dame because the game was postponed for depressing reasons.
Yeah.
Terrorist attack in New Orleans last night. But we are watching the game. We are enjoying life like normal people do and watching football. Now they're going to review this. I think he's a half yard short. Did you see the review?
Yeah, I mean, I saw the slow-mo replay when they showed it from the sidelines looking out to the field, and it looked like he was about a half yard short to me.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, that's unbelievable. Hey, while we're waiting for the review, we're not going to take a commercial break tonight because we only have 15 minutes to go. We're going to take this to the end of the game if you're okay with that, Falcon.
Oh, I'm good with whatever, man.
Do you remember Jim Mora? Used to coach in the NFL?
Yeah. What would they call?
Fourth down, half yard short.
Yep, man, that's the right call. All right. Anyways,
I think it was who was the guy who said playoffs? I think it was a different Mora, but this Jim Mora, former NFL coach, took over UConn, the doormat of college football, and he won 8 games, right?
Which is insane.
And right after they won their bowl game and got their 8th win, their defensive lineman, their best player, said he's entering the transfer portal as Notre Dame's about to punt with 7.5 minutes to go. Are they faking it? What are they doing?
What are they doing?
They ran their offense. They ran their offense back on. Now Georgia's running their defense back on.
What's going on?
Are they going to go for it or going to call timeout?
They're going to try to get him to jump. Get them all confused. Try to get them to jump.
Oh, they got him to jump.
No.
They got Georgia to jump.
Yeah,
they got Georgia to jump offside.
First down. That's a first down. Nope. Sorry. First down. Yeah, you can. You can.
Why is Kirby Smart saying you can't do that?
Yeah,
you can mass sub.
Totally
What's he saying?
Until the clock goes down, you can sub anybody you want.
Typical SEC guy trying to rewrite the rules.
Oh, come on now. Nope. Fuck you, buddy. Yeah, offsides. First down.
Why'd he claim you can't do that?
Yeah, I don't know why. Dude, you can do that. You can do anything you want until the ball snapped.
That was brilliant.
Sometimes you do a quick snap when that last 12th guy is trying to thunder off the field.
I think he's trying to say they couldn't mass sub like that, but you can definitely
you can
do
whatever
that.
You want till the ball snapped. Hell yeah. Dude, that was brilliant. I just said that. I was like, dude, if all they're doing is trying to do a bunch of confusion here to draw them off sides, that was brilliant.
That was super smart.
That was so brilliant.
7:17 to left. Notre Dame's not going to grind. Notre Dame's going to grind it out. So dude, Jim Mora, the UConn coach.
Hey, Gamble guy, that is right up there with what Oregon did earlier to beat Ohio State with doing the 12-man on the field penalty. That's right up there with that. Yeah. It's a brilliant move. It's a brilliant move.
So UConn's coach, they won 8 games. UConn's the butthole of college football. Well, my Purdue Boilermakers are now. His D lineman entered the portal right after the game, and he did not mince words. He tweeted this out. A simple note to the schools and coaches that have blatantly broken NCAA rules by tampering with our players in the last 24 hours. We know who you are, and we are going to pursue all avenues to hold you accountable.
Wow.
We could have some serious allegations and sanctions.
Wow.
He claims he knows the schools that did it, and he's going to take action. What do you think of that?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
I think if you're breaking rules, I don't care what your name is on your jersey, you can't do it.
Nope.
And these big schools are always, and then our school that we root for does it too.
Yeah.
But they break these rules and sway these guys away from the UConns of the world. We want parity. We want parity.
Yep, we do.
So Notre Dame's got a 3rd and 7. This game's still not over. Leonard's on the outside. Oh!
He jumped over it. Are you kidding me?
He almost landed on his head. That could have been bad.
I know, but still, I mean, talk about just that just letting it out there, man. Don't give a shit about your body at all.
I like this Leonard kid a lot more now.
Dude. He's got some fucking cojones, man. Look at this shit. Woo! Oh, you're right, dude. He could have fucking been paralyzed.
That could have been bad. That could have been real bad.
Woo! Dude, seriously. Half inch either way, because he already lands on his head sideways. Fuck, dude. Wow. That was huge.
I had to text the friends thread and I said Leonard is a dude.
He is definitely a dude. He gained my respect, that's for sure. He's a
Wow,
baller. Dude.
leapfrogged over. Timeout in the action, under 5 second down for Notre Dame. They lead 23-10. I think we might take a quick break just so we can catch our breath real quick. 5 minutes ago in the Notre Dame Georgia game, Notre Dame leads 23-10. We have a couple more topics, NIL heavy topics.
Yeah.
And then we'll be calling it a night. But we may go slightly over. We're kind of right on time though. Thank you, Notre Dame. This is what just happened with the Falcon and the Gamble guy. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. Just a ticket commercial. This has been a great game. Oh, what did I want to show you? NIL gone wild. Captain Lou showed me this, Falcon. A Texas Tech receiver who has like no stats. I
yes.
I think
this is what my brother told me about. Yes.
I think it's real. Michael Carvelis of 12 Hour Sports said he couldn't find an actual article, but this guy has required $700,000 minimum upfront for a 1-year deal. A separate deal for 3 cars for family members, personal driver with Cadillac SUV for Micah from spring practice through end of season, family hotel and travel arrangements paid, and medical injury time. Like, and the family gets to determine when he returns. Like, what? Where does this end? Like, I said on Captain Lou's college football preview Monday night, this might go on for a while, but I think this is going to end at some point. These schools are going to be like, no, there's no return on investment here.
Yeah, no, like, you know what, dude, get bent. And if enough of them just say get bent.
That's what's going to happen, because I heard this guy's got like 200 yards career receiving so far. He's young, but like these schools are going to be like, no. And Texas Tech said yes up front. Eventually, Texas Tech's going to say no, but they said yes up front because, well, first of all, I think whoever's running Texas Tech can't run a business, because you guys are never going to win a title. No matter how much money you pay players, you're not going to win a title. So somebody's wasting money at Texas Tech, and they're going to catch on that they're wasting money, and then they're going to say no. So then those kind of kids are going to go to Alabama's and Ohio State's. Maybe they'll get a yes, but then those teams are going to be like, we're doing this for every player. Like, we got to draw the line somewhere. We don't want a $50 million roster.
Right.
Notre Dame with the big first down with 4 minutes to go. It's pretty much done now.
It's done.
So I think I told Lou Monday night, I think the cycle is going to be about 10 years, and you're going to see this to start tapering down. Well, it just so happens, Falcon, I think it's going to taper down even quicker, because there's a big meeting coming up after this season. They're trying to change the bylaws that they're going to put a cap on what the colleges can spend. Then anything over the cap has to come from third parties. But that could get very shady. A big car dealership like Riker in Columbus can be like, oh, the school's capped at 10 million, so we'll throw in another 10 million. That could get pretty shady.
Right. Oh, yeah, totally. And the car dealership might front it, and then all the big billionaires underneath the scenes can be like, hey, dude, I'm going to throw you, $50 million. Here, just fucking throw an extra $50 million at the university.
Right. And we're talking about NIL gone wild. How about players are suing coaches now for no NIL money? Did you see the Florida State debacle?
No.
6 former players are now suing their coach over $250,000 NIL payments that they said they were promised. Again, I'm gonna quote Captain Lou. They had no contract. There was no. Maybe he verbally promised them. Maybe that's morally wrong. But there's no contract. So what are you suing based upon?
Right. What are we doing here? If you had a contract, that's pretty simple. It's cut and dry. I mean, it's simple, black and white. Here's my contract. I signed it. We both signed it. This is what we're supposed to happen. Outside of that, no, get bent.
They're
trying to get money.
It's getting so out of control.
It's crazy, dude.
Now players are trying to sue the coach. So that's what 1.5 million they're trying to take from the coach because they said they were promised 250 grand each.
That's just fat, man.
Apparently this happened last February, so the players all sat out of practice right before they had to play Duke. It's like, this is comical. Like, nobody cares, guys. You didn't have a contract. You can say he promised you. Notre Dame on a little breakout run, but there's a flag, probably a hold. I think the nail is almost in this coffin right here.
Well, we're down about 3.5 minutes left in the game. Up 2 scores. I mean, it seems pretty legit.
Yeah, it's getting mathematical at this point. False start on Notre Dame, but there's 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go. What is it, first or second down? Like, they can kill clock here.
Oh, yeah. No, they can totally kill it. I mean, and Georgia only has 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. That's it.
So for all you SEC fans that like to live in the past and remember when Notre Dame got blown out by Alabama in the championship game, this is 2025 now. Like, whatever Notre Dame did 10 years ago, this 2025 Notre Dame team is legit. They are legit on defense. The team that scored 40-some points on Alabama has 10 points against Notre Dame. 7 of those points were on a completely busted coverage. Otherwise, you guys would have no touchdowns right now.
Oh, look at him run, dude.
Yeah.
Just running hard. So
Georgia's out of timeouts. This is pretty much mathematically over.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Well, no, it's third down, so there's going to be 2:20 when this play runs. So it's going to be under 2 minutes when they punt, if they punt. Georgia needs a miracle now.
Oh yeah, no, that's where we're at.
So we're down to one SEC team that should be a Big 12 team, but they had to merge with the SEC because of the super conference thing.
Yep.
So and the 2 SEC teams that cried the loudest got beat in their bowl games. So this is beautiful. This is Southern justice. And they're all from the South. They're getting their own justice.
They are definitely getting their justice. Has been served.
So Notre Dame just ran a quarterback draw with Leonard. They're basically just running it to the 2-minute warning and punting. While we wait for that, how good is Jeremiah Smith?
Dude. I mean, when what's his name? Who's the offensive coordinator?
I have a video to back this up, but go ahead. Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly says he has never seen a receiver ever like him.
And he's a true freshman.
He's a true freshman. The dude is 6'3", 225, runs a 4.40. The only other person I can even think of in my head that he comes close to that is like a Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was hoping you would say that.
Yeah, I mean, out of everybody, I mean, there's been so many great receivers over the years, but that's just ridiculous.
I had a video to back this up, though. I said, how good is Jeremiah Smith? Cornerback for Oregon celebrated after this because nobody in their right mind thought he would catch this pass.
Through the air catching that shit.
Right? See him on his knees celebrating?
Ridiculous. Yep.
That's how good he – who got it?
I don't remember, but it wasn't him. And I'm like, how is that even possible? How many one-handed – and we're talking one-handed like it's nothing going out of style, like as a true 18-year-old freshman.
So this must be Captain Lou's night because I'm going to quote him a third time. So when Ohio State played Michigan State and Captain Lou texted me privately and said, this Jeremiah Smith guy is not fair.
That's basically if the dude never gets injured and like that sort of thing, he could go on to be one of the greatest ever for sure.
Oh yeah.
For
I mean,
sure.
somebody said he has
He's
to play.
humble. He's humble.
So somebody said he has to play 2 more years of college.
Yes.
So that's still a rule. You have to play 3 years of college. So as long as Ohio State retains him, imagine how ridiculously good he's going to be in 2 years if he's this good now.
And now his coach, who's
Falcon teams are going to have to triple team him.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And then guess what? Okay, fine. You triple team him. Now we've got a whole Ohio State has no shortage of fucking receivers. And he's he's being coached by one of the greatest receiver coaches in college football. I mean, yeah, he's known for his recruiting, but Hartline's a fucking great stud receiver himself.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is technically like he didn't have all the. If he had the physical traits as Jeremiah Smith, he would have put up the numbers as him because that's how technically good he was in his college career. I know that because I was a receiver. Hartline was a technically sound. He did everything great. I mean, I say great. I did everything good. He just wasn't 6'3", 225 and running 4.40.
Right. So I got the updated stats. We were talking about it earlier, then we got kind of off topic. So Georgia's up to 2.5 yards per rush, but they were at 1.2 yards per rush. But I mean, kudos to the Notre Dame defense because they knew with the backup quarterback coming in, they couldn't allow Georgia to run the ball.
Oh, Jesus. Did you just see that?
Yeah, it was a clothesline by Notre Dame.
Why did you do that, dude?
But no, there was a false start on the offense. It wasn't.
Holy shit, he hammered him.
But the one thing that could have beat Notre Dame was the rushing game because the Georgia has a backup quarterback in who's a runner, and Notre Dame comes out. Kudos to them, and they're only giving up 2.5 yards rushing per carry,
which crazy. I would have. I mean, that's insane.
Well, what's actually crazy? Now, let me break this down for you.
Yeah.
You might be surprised by this. Any idea what the total yards in this game are?
450.
No, Georgia's way outgaining Notre Dame. Before that last play, it's 294 yards to 213. Georgia's got 225 passing, believe it or not.
Oh.
Notre Dame's got 88 passing and 125 yards rushing, and they're winning the game because their defense and special teams.
Yep. But
Notre Dame's offense.
I said 450 total. It was only 5-something.
Oh, you meant total between both teams.
Yeah, both teams. 450 total, both teams. It was like 5-something, so I'm not too far off. So
both these defenses have been shutting each other down.
Yeah. It's just Notre Dame's been coming up with the bigger plays, and they that's usually it when everything else is is equal. That's what it comes down to is the big play.
Well, the kick return.
Yep, that's a big play.
Was huge. And
huge play.
And Riley Leonard having 65 yards rushing because he's only got 88 yards passing, but his 65 yards rushing, all 65 yards have been huge at times when he's rushed.
Absolutely, he's been huge, man.
So we're out of topics. We'll just run this game out. It's 4th and 6. 4th and 6 with 59 seconds.
This could be it. What we got here? Oh, that's it.
Sack.
Oh, that's game.
That's a fitting way to end that game.
Yep, that is.
A Notre Dame sack. They held Georgia under 300 yards.
Yep.
They held them under 3 yards rushing per carry. So Georgia had 2.5 yards per carry, 2 turnovers to Notre Dame's none.
Yep.
Notre Dame had a lot more penalties, 9 for 70 versus Georgia's 3 for 25. But Notre Dame
that includes that bogus fucking that fucking pass interference, which was probably
but
penalty. That's bogus.
But it's in the stats. And then Notre Dame had 125 yards rushing, but they had a kick return for touchdown. I mean, this was pretty even. This was a pretty even game.
I agree.
And Notre Dame pulls it out. So they weren't able to do that, historically speaking, in our lifetime. These are the kind of games that Notre Dame would lose. Very defensive, Not a lot of yards.
Yep.
These are the games Notre Dame would lose. They won tonight. They just went on a knee. Booyah. That's going to do it. So we have Notre Dame and Penn State. Who would have thunk it?
And we got Ohio State, Texas. We could still be an all Big Ten. It could be an all Midwest. It could be an all Midwest dance.
Well, let's be honest. If it is Ohio State Notre Dame, it's basically a Big Ten championship.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to have a bold take right here. We're going to make bold takes before we go off air. I'm going to say Ohio State beats Texas by 10. And I'm going to say Penn State beats Notre Dame by 7. I don't think Notre Dame can beat Penn State. Penn State's offense is way better than what Georgia looked at. Drew Aller is did you see the Penn State game?
I watched some of it, yeah.
Drew Aller is growing on me. This guy can play quarterback.
Yeah, he can, but on top of that, you got to look at their opponent. So for me, I'm gonna go with my bold prediction.
You mean the opponent that had Oregon beat with 8 minutes to go?
I'm just saying past defenses when we're looking at this stuff. I'm just saying Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins by 3. Ohio State wins by 14.
Notre Dame's not beating Penn State. We'll make a side bet on that.
Oh yeah, totally. You already owe me, so whatever.
Oh, for what game?
I don't remember, but you owe me.
Well, you can't say you don't remember.
It was $10 on a game.
You don't get to say you don't remember. Well, you owe me $100,000. I don't remember why, but you do.
I'm talking about $10 here, and you think I dick with you about that? Come on now.
But you don't remember though.
Hey, but for $10, it's not about the $10. It's just I won the bet. I know I did. So
you don't remember why though. I think you're right though. I actually do think you're right.
It was a recent bet. I just don't remember what it was back. Or I mean,
I've got Penn State. I got Penn State, Ohio State in the title now.
Do you?
Big Ten.
So I've got Notre Dame, Ohio State. I guess next week we'll come back here and see who was right. Well, no, we won't. 2 weeks. No,
we won't. So you're not on next week?
No, I'm saying we won't know until 2 weeks.
Right, yeah.
2 shows. Yep.
So a few weeks ago, before the playoffs started, I did state live on the air on 12 Ounce Sports that Notre Dame was my sleeper pick for the national title. So I'm going against my own word right now.
Wow, you're a walking contradiction.
Well, Penn State has shown me something that I didn't think they had, which is a little bit of an electric offense now all of a sudden.
Yeah, they do.
Penn State, Notre Dame defense, pretty even. Penn State, Notre Dame offense, right now, I'd give the edge to Penn State.
On the passing, I mean, Notre Dame just just ran the ball like a mofo, dude.
Against the Penn State defense that had held Ohio State to their second worst output this year.
That's true. That is very true. Yeah, that's. I think it's going to be a close game, but it's going
to be close. It's going to be close.
It's luck of the Irish. They're going to win by 3.
Ohio State, Texas is a weird one to pick because Texas looked like maybe the second best team in the nation, maybe is volatile and as electric as Ohio State for 3.5 quarters. And then all of a sudden Arizona State's running back throws up and takes over the game. So I don't know. I don't know. It's basically a home game. It's basically a home game for Texas, the Cotton Bowl.
It is, but Ohio State travels well and they have to give, so many tickets per fucking school and like all that stuff. So I'm still going to say Ohio State wins. Texas has been very inconsistent. I mean, they have 2 losses too. I think that they're more inconsistent than Ohio State. I think Ohio State's offense is much more well-rounded. They just have so many so many weapons all over the field. Ewers is kind of I don't know. He's kind of up and down, right? I mean, he's not a very consistent quarterback in my opinion.
True.
I mean, that's where I say it. And Ohio State's defense is for real. I mean, after what they just did to Oregon's one of the best offenses out there in the entire country, and they just completely obliterated them.
True.
So Ohio State's riding a hot streak. I think all the talent, the coach, like everything, coaching's more loose. That they're using their talent well. I think they're gonna come out and punch them in the mouth again. I mean, that's just been their MO now. I think they're just gonna go out there and say, "Fuck this." They got a chip on their shoulder. They got 2 losses. They lost to Michigan. Like, you know what? We're just gonna go out there and finish this.
Well, just so you know, I watch a ridiculous amount of football.
Yep.
If any team in the nation can match Ohio State's speed, it is Texas. So that's why I said it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Definitely. I know, and I agree 100% with that. But the experience that their defense has, I mean, what did they show at the end of the game there? It was like 8 of their 11 starters are 4th or 5th year seniors.
Yeah.
I mean, that experience on that defense is kicking in at the right time. They're not going to piss straight up in the air, whatever, because they're experienced.
I think Ohio State's benefit will be they're going to have the advantage in the trenches. So can Quinn Ewers, because Texas has scary running backs, they have really fast receivers. Can Quinn Ewers make the right decisions under duress? And we saw against Georgia in the SEC title game and against Georgia in the regular season.
Correct.
He makes a lot of mistakes under duress. I think that's where Ohio State's advantage is going to be.
Right. And Knowles is going to recognize that, and he's going to bring the heat. I mean, he did that against Gabriel. Gabriel, I mean, think about it. That dude's so experienced. They kept harping on that whole 62 games as a starter. I mean, that's a lot of games, bro.
Right.
So if Ohio State just – I think if they basically game plan basically the same as Oregon – they should be come out and they should be all set. I mean, they basically game plan similarly for the last 2 games, and it is not going to be much different against Texas. Why would you game plan different? They got a good running attack. They got a good passing attack. You're going to win it in the trenches and put pressure on yours.
There you go. So you have Notre Dame, Ohio State in the final. I have Penn State, Ohio State final, all Big Ten championship. I think it's in the cards. I think it's in the stars. This has been, what's it been, Falcon?
What just happened?
What just happened was Notre Dame beat Georgia. I almost said upset, but Notre Dame ended up being the favorite, even though Georgia opened as the favorite. We're down to 1 SEC school, so you SEC folks, simmer down a little bit. You guys aren't the greatest thing since sliced bread, even though I don't know why sliced bread was that exciting. This has been What Just Happened. Falcon, I'm going to be in the bathroom by the time we see each other back on screen, but I'll be right back for a little backstage banter. Thanks for tuning in. What a great game tonight.
Yeah.
What just happened?
What just happened?
What?
My discography is a hit list. The hardest girl is on my hit list. The hardest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. My discography is a hit list. The hardest girl is on my hit list. The hardest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam, glitz and glam. Numbers going up, I need a plaque. I need diamond girls to floss like I got too much plaque. All I do is chill at the crib and kill a track. You're probably on the menu if you say you rap. My discography is a hit list. The hardest girl is on my hit list. The hardest parties, I'm on the guest list. Roll up a gram like an exam.